just changed.
Let's go, y'all. Welcome back to Unreal Reality, guys. Creepiest and scariest videos found on TikTok and the dark web, episode whatever. Before we jump into it, if you guys aren't subscribed, please highly consider hitting that subscribe button, turning on bell notifications, hitting that like button, dropping a comment, sharing a video. All this stuff is going to help ensure that YouTube recommends this video to other like-minded individuals. So with that out of the way, guys, let's jump right into it.
So, you know Monster Energy. The M, you know, it looks like a claw, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you look closely, you'll see that the strokes of the M don't fully connect right. So yeah, each stroke looks like a 1, you know. But actually, it's a sign in Hebrew that means 6. So the 3 strokes together, it gives us 666 by coincidence. And as you know, that's the devil's number, right? But that's not all. Because when you really look at the monster logo, there's this O with like a cross right in it. I think you should really save this video because it will be censored, like for sure. So doesn't that seem weird for a brand that apparently has nothing to do with religion? They
Yes.
say it's like a coincidence that when you drink the can upside down, the cross is inverted, like an occult symbol. It adds something else to their logo, referencing the devil. And wait, don't forget their slogan, Unleash the Beast. All this put together makes you think, right?
Yeah.
The slogan, the logo, and the cross on top. It must really be intentional on their part. But honestly, why did Monster decide to brand themselves like this? I've linked photos that show all this clearly on this video.
I don't know, guys. Monster might need to come out with some kind of official statement or something after this one, because this is just, I don't know, one too many coincidences for my liking, y'all.
This is really strange. This ex-Marine says he believes he may have just stumbled upon a serial killer crime after strangely finding multiple women's high heels in a very remote location in western Colorado. Levi was out in the desert four-wheeling when he needed to pee, so he goes over to this pond which he had never seen before because of its hidden location. And as he's doing his thing, he looks down and notices a woman's shoe. At first, he didn't think much of it until he saw another shoe which matched the first. He decided to walk around a little bit and he came across 5 pairs of women's shoes all along this shoreline, some of which had heels snapped off. And because they were all different sizes and types, indicating that they belonged to multiple different people, at this point, his interest was really piqued. But things got even stranger. On his walk, he noticed that just underneath the surface of the water, there were these large boulders placed all the way out into the mud. And they just so happened to be in a position where you can step on them either to walk all the way out to this island or to a deep section of the pond. He's not sure which. Either way, he decided to walk out himself when the water was much lower than you can see in this video. And about halfway in, he sees a little piece of plastic sticking up out of the mud. It isn't long until he finds out that this little piece of plastic was actually a heel for one of the shoes he had already found. The next day he goes back, but this time he calls friends who had sniffer dogs, and in total they found 10 pairs of women's shoes. And they weren't just regular, all of them were very fancy dress-up heels. All of them had matching pairs, and one of them he even described as being brand new. He says that he did go to the sheriff's department, but when they told him it was probably nothing, he couldn't let it go. And yesterday he decided to post a video about this whole situation, looking for answers and help. And the part that really caught my attention is that he's never posted anything like this before. All of his previous videos were just about his epoxy floors and countertops.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Leave it up to the YouTuber to hop on the case after the police officer turns it down.
Did anybody hear what the Vatican is preparing guidelines for? I mean, it is really sketchy, people. The Vatican is preparing guidelines for apparitions and other supernatural phenomena. I literally can't make this shit up. Look at this. The Vatican is preparing to release a document giving guidance on how to discern supernatural phenomena. As you can see, the Holy See Press Office announced the upcoming document will be published May 17th, saying that this doctrine of faith is in the process of finalizing a new text, with clear guidelines and norms for the discernment of apparitions and other phenomena, saying that an apparition refers to an instance in which a divine entity, such as a saint, the Virgin Mary, or Christ himself, makes itself known to a person on earth. What the fuck? and the Catholic Church is supposedly urging extreme prudence before ascribing phenomena to a supernatural force, warning that being too quick to attribute divine origin to explainable occurrences can damage the faith and warp belief. What the f? Last month, the Vatican also released a document providing guidance on the place of human dignity in the modern age. And the document also denounced gender theory, gender transitions, and surrogate pregnancies as violating basic moral precepts. Once again, you cannot make this shit up. Does this not sound like Project Bluebeam to anybody else? And I know, oh my god, I sound like a crazy person, right? A conspiracy theorist, right? Kind of ironic how anybody's even considered a conspiracy theorist anymore. Especially when you consider the fact that it took our own government over 100 years to admit that in quotations aliens are real. Does anybody even know what extraterrestrials are? Or how many different species of them actually exist in the first place? People really need to get in touch with reality, man, because god, I don't know, man. Something about this just does not feel right. And I'm really curious as to what everybody thinks about this. I mean, is this not sketchy to anybody?
I don't know, y'all. I don't think he was crazy one bit. I agree with a lot of the points he was trying to make. Yo, I couldn't even imagine being put in a situation like that, guys.
I need somebody on my Facebook to let me know what this is and how the f this happened. Look at this glass. It's supposed to look like that. You gotta grab it by the neck to drink. Look at, choke that shit.
I'm just trying to cut sponges, and they will not. What the fuck? It's magic. Like, please go back into the box. Oh my.
What the heck is going on? Why is the sky purple? It is currently 8:38 p.m. We got this, look. Elsewhere.
I'm stumped, guys. If anyone has any idea what would cause those sponges to keep bouncing out of that little box thing she was throwing them in, please throw it in the comments, because I am dying to know.
Check this out, y'all. This was recorded in Chile. Look how you can see the reflection of this, you know, this whatever this is, because it don't look like no plane. But y'all see how you can only see the reflection on this side, like that's closer to the sun, and away from the sun you can't see the reflection of what this thing is. You know what I'm saying? Again, that's on a plane. Check it out again, y'all, as you get closer. Oh, look, here's the big black rainbow that's usually behind the sun, the big black planet. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But look, as y'all get away from the sun, you can't see the trail. You can't see this. Well, do you know why? Because of what they're doing that's closer to the sun. If you didn't know, when you get around the sun, there are metals that are actually reflecting the light of the sun. Y'all remember when Bill Gates said that? So there are heavy metals that's actually reflecting the light of the sun back onto the sun. That's why the sun has probably been looking so big as well. So that's why you can see the reflection of this closer to the sun around this area. But when you go down, you can't see the reflection anymore, because all the metals, the heavy metals, are closer to the sun, around the sun. Y'all see that, right? Because of what the sun is doing now.
Chili, you guys have some major explaining to do, because over the course of the last few months, you have had umpteen weird, creepy, crazy, paranormal, strange, unexplainable events coming out of your side of the world. So we want some answers.
They said a man was attacked by a bear. Hey, y'all know what that means, right? When he
It's a
got
big
attacked by that
bear.
bear, I think that was his supper.
Did he say a bear? I think I'd have an easier time believing him if he told me it was Freddy Krueger or Wolverine who attacked his truck.
This is a real photo of the face peeler who lives in the woods in Peru. These creatures are 7 feet tall and they don't walk, they float around the woods. Very recently, a little girl was taken by them and dragged into the woods, and they were able to get her back by shooting at them. They ended up getting the girl back, but she had cuts all over her face and neck. In the end, she was okay though. But she was severely traumatized, obviously, and she explained what she saw, and it matched the face peeler description. They recently pulled someone out of the ocean, and he had no skin, he had no muscles, he was just a spine and a skull. After doing some investigation, it turned out it was illegal miners on jetpacks. And they were dressed up and they were terrorizing the villagers. This is like Scooby-Doo. And I don't mean miners by like children, I mean gold miners. Like they were trying to scare off the town. This is literally like a Scooby-Doo story. But who knows, maybe there really is a creature out there called the face peeler and the miners were just part of the attacks or a distraction. They could be saying this just to calm down the public, you never know.
AKA, all along, it was just a bunch of guys in costumes flying around on jetpacks, tormenting and torturing these innocent locals. Solid plan, guys. You definitely get an F for effort.
The Denver airport.
Ooh, yes, let's go.
They used to have these murals put up, but they have since taken it down because it got just way too much like, what the heck am I looking at? I'm just going to describe some of the things that were in these murals.
Oh, no.
Huge. This is terrible.
Okay.
This was in the airport.
Kids would have seen this.
Yes. Everyone would have seen this.
Got it. Okay.
Children in coffins.
Oh my gosh.
A forest and a city on fire. A child holding a Mayan tablet depicting the end of the world.
Nice.
What?
A Nazi wearing a gas mask.
What?
Okay.
Holding a sword that was stabbing a dove.
Not tasteful.
There was a mural of the children all over the world who had killed the Nazi, and they were bringing their weapons wrapped in their country's flag to a little German boy.
Why?
Who was at the center of it with a hammer.
What?
Can we just
like a
paint,
hammer, like a communism?
Yeah.
When you tell these stories, I'm often thinking this isn't real, but as you're talking, I'm pulling up every single one of these images.
I'm telling you, this is so terrible. But the one with the Nazi, it was showing like people that were like starving, and there was a woman holding her deceased baby.
Oh my gosh,
That's what I'm saying.
This
like,
is
why
horrible.
is this in the airport?
You're in Colorado. Draw some mountains, buddy.
Oh my
That's what I'm
God.
saying.
Guys, those paintings are nothing, okay? Nothing. They're like down here on a list of things that goes way up there. If you ever want to go down a crazy rabbit hole, check out the Denver airport, guys, and just strap in. What do you think, y'all? CGI / Photoshop, or can dogs or animals in general just see things that we as humans simply cannot?
So this is wild. In Hollywood right now, you are seeing a lot of celebrities losing weight, right? And they're using a supplement called Ozempic, correct? And you're seeing these celebrities' face start to look sucked up like this. Let's have a look at what they're calling this Ozempic face, but there's something a little more crazy to this story. It's not that they're saying it might not actually be what they're saying. But let's have a look at what they're looking at right now. Check this out. So they're saying that these celebrities are, you see the before and after, right? But they're calling it Ozempic face, meaning they got on Ozempic, they lost weight, and now their faces are looking pretty scary, right? But that's not the crazy part. There are whispers, and you guys are gonna understand this. There are whispers that these celebrities used to use something else to stay youthful. They were using something else to stay young, but that island got shut down. Now, do you know what I mean? So this might not actually be Ozempic face. This might be because they cannot get access to something else. This is wild, y'all. I'm out.
Sorry, guys. I think my man's reaching just a little too far on this one. I'm pretty sure that that Ozempic face and all those things that's happening in their body is 100% coming from that pill.
And breaking right now, the Pelican Island Causeway in Galveston is shut down after it was hit by a barge. A train trestle attached to the bridge appears to have collapsed onto that barge. The bridge is closed to public traffic in both directions, though we have seen first responders on the bridge itself over the last few minutes. On top of that, there's now an oil spill in this area. We're still working to learn what caused the barge to hit the bridge, but fortunately, no reports of any injuries at this time.
In all my years of life, I have never, ever heard of a bridge collapsing. And damn sure haven't heard of a bridge collapsing from a boat driving into it. And in the last month and a half, there's been 2. What is going on out there? Does no one else find this odd?
Yo, is this real? You're gonna say no, it's not real. Look at this dude's foot. Lil Wayne is literally a goat. Now hold on, let's back up for a minute. Let's zoom really close into his feet. Yeah, that's really weird, right? The only way this is possible is if his feet are split down the middle like that. Otherwise, that would not work. I also referenced many other pictures of Lil Wayne in his shoes to see what size he wore, to see that's his normal size. So please tell me what's happening in Lil Wayne's shoe. Is he really the GOAT? Before you say AI or Photoshop, I gotcha. I did photo forensics to find out that no, these pictures were not altered from their original state. Not by CGI or Photoshop. It must be AI then, right? No, this is a legitimate picture of Lil Wayne and his feet. Yo, what is going on right now?
Alright, I'll roll with it. Find me just one other picture of his feet looking like that. Bet you can't.
Vente.
Pennywise, are you down there? Are you... The fuck is that?
He's not catching ball with you? Yeah. You need someone to play ball?
Shut up. Who are you saying goodnight to? Who?
Good night.
Jagger, there's no one up there.
Who's up there?
Show me.
Who's up there? Who's up there?
Jagger, there's no one up there. He's been talking to that vent and then he was blowing it kisses. And I'm creeped out now. Like, seriously, I'm not joking. I'm so creeped out right now.
Sorry, guys. If my parents named me Jaeger, I'd be messing with them too, non-stop.
Why is she doing that, Ted?
Razors, bro.
You're all doing it.
Yeah, bro. Razors can't burn through the colour blue.
We better hurry up and get that on there.
I painted ours, bro.
I don't know, guys. Your guess is as good as mine on this one. Looks like China knows something that we don't.
World's dirtiest man, who didn't wash for 60 years, died after he finally decided to have a bath. Amu Haji was scared being clean would make him sick, but was so covered in mud that he resembled a rock when he sat still. The 94-year-old lived a simple life between a hole in the ground and a brick hut, which was built by locals. Haji sadly passed away in 2022, a short time after villagers finally persuaded him to take a bath.
You know how I know that this clip is fake? No homeless person in the world would be smoking 4 or 5 cigarettes at one time, okay? A pack of cigarettes is very expensive, and they would be savoring every one of those suckers. Just saying.
I know you guys heard about the storm in Houston, but you guys seen how it started? Check this out. Look how dark it gets, y'all. Look at this. Oh my goodness. It's like God just turned off the lights, y'all. It's like God literally turned off the lights, and this is what happened. Look at that. Just literally a few seconds later, this is the...
It doesn't even like come up as dark as it is. Oh, there we go. That's scary.
So that's really the darkness of it, y'all. Nobody was safe from this. Check this out. Look. So not only Houston was getting bad weather, but Dublin, Texas was also getting it, y'all. Look at this cow, this poor cow getting pummeled by hell. Now check out these huge buildings, y'all. Look at this. Look at what the hell did to these buildings. Torrential rain, non-stop rain. Look at what the hell did to these buildings, y'all. Look at that. Remember this cloud that was just seen in Texas 2 days ago, and then all this weather miraculously happened in Texas? They're just not abducting cows. Look at this, huh? Look at the cows. They're not just abducting cows. What y'all think this is?
Listen, guys, if we can all agree on one thing together, it's definitely that all of this crazy weather has come after that eclipse that we had not too long ago. All right. We also had that anomaly pop up off the coast of Antarctica at that same exact time as well. So are these things connected? I don't know. Maybe not.
I'm sorry, but they just found what? So, there's been a lot of news recently coming out about this planet, K2-18b, where they apparently have actually found signs of life on this planet. Now, stick with me. They are saying there is a chemical compound and a gas, basically, which is coming from this planet, dolmethyl sulfoxide, which is only produced by life forms, which means, there must be something there, right? They've also found other gases, such as methane on this planet, and indications of trees, potentially, so pretty mad. But that's not all. There's been other signs of potential life out there in the universe. Scientists are investigating, so I'll keep you updated on that as well. It's, it's getting crazy. But what I've seen a lot of people saying online is the main theory of the higher powers, the elite, that we're not being told everything, because we're clearly not, right? So the theory that I've seen a lot of people talk about is if they're telling us this, they're saying there could be potentially signs of life out there. What aren't they telling us? Because it's probably not the full thing. Maybe they've already found stuff. Maybe there are things already going on out there that we have no idea about because we're not being told it, so we just don't think there is. Or is there absolutely nothing? They haven't even looked into it, and this is all just a preempt for Project Bluebeam, which I know a lot of people talk about as well. I don't know, but it's pretty crazy. There's a lot of stories coming out on this, so as always, I will keep you updated on this. Now, we're starting off lightly, but this series is going to get pretty wild, so make sure you hit that follow button, and I will see you guys in the next one.
Yo, my man made a very interesting statement. And in case you missed it, he said, yeah, they're telling us that there might be life out there, and there might be this, and there might be that, and which is all good and well, right? but just imagine what they're not telling us. That's what I want to know. Think about that one.
Event that hasn't happened in America for 221 years has officially begun. Trillions with a T of cicadas, as predicted, have now started their great awakening. Videos show the two broods, which haven't emerged together since 1803, covering trees, sidewalks, fences, and classic America. But because the collective noise from their screaming, yes, screaming, is as loud as a freaking jet engine, some residents in South Carolina have even called the police. Damn right. Not in our town. Now, these insects are going to be slowly emerging from now until the end of June. And so for these states worst affected, here's a little fun game to play. Try and spot the zombie cicadas. Hint, they're going to be the ones walking around with their limbs falling off because they were infected with a psychedelic fungus similar to that of magic mushrooms. Oh, and also another sign you can look out for is the infected males will be acting erratic and sus. They'll also try and mate with other males. And that's your guide to surviving the cicada apocalypse. Good luck.
I freaking hate cicadas, y'all. And where I'm from, they're predicting that we're gonna get up to 15 times. Hold up, 15x the amount that we would normally get. So, can't wait for that.
Have y'all heard of this dude? Apparently there's a man in California, in LA or something, that's telling people to evacuate, gang. So I did some more research, and I can't believe what I found, gang. So the San Andreas Fault splits California in half, basically. As you can see, you got the San Andreas Fault, you got California, and then you got New Mexico over there. But guys, this San Andreas Fault is known for creating powerful earthquakes. But what does that even have to do with June 6th? What does that have to do with what Ryan Garcia was talking about? And what does that have to do with this man right here? So this guy has been on TikTok telling people to evacuate California because there's gonna be some massive, quake. But bro, what if what he was saying is true, gang? And recent studies have shown that this San Andreas Fault has been cracking and is bound for a massive earthquake anytime soon. Y'all probably wondering, like, what's going to happen if the San Andreas Fault has a massive earthquake and cracks? Guess what, y'all? This half of California right here, closest to the water, is literally going to slide into the water, gang. And y'all, I just realized today that I'm actually like on that other half that's closest to the water. So guys, if this does happen, I'm cooked. I hope this is not true. Although this man's warning is appreciated, I hope what he's saying is really not true, bro. Cause I'm Swiss cheese. Oh my god.
I wouldn't doubt or discount these Looney Tunes or these nutbags, guys. I mean, even a broken clock gets it right once a day, right?
Hear a scary story?
Please.
Dyatlov Pass, 1959. These 9 hikers from Russia went on a hiking expedition through this Siberian wilderness. Anytime they could, they would write a letter
True
back
story.
home. And then one day, letters stopped coming in, so they went out there. When they came to the site, the tent had been cut open from the inside out. They went out and they're like, where are these people? They followed these foot tracks, and then they saw one dude on the ground who had 3rd-degree burn marks on his legs. Another dude that was up in a tree who had bitten off part of his hand that was also dressed as well. When they tested them, they had sparks of radiation on them. One of the people had both their eyes missing, and then one of the girls, I believe, had her tongue missing. One of the people that by the cave system, their head was completely crushed in.
What in the world was this? What did they say?
There's a lot of theories. One of the theories that was really creepy was there's like one of the last pictures that they took. Like in the back, you can see that on the tree line, there's this man-like figure that almost looks like a Bigfoot. It's like kind of like peering out of the trees like this.
Stop, Joshua.
So they made a film about this whole encounter, right? And if any of you guys are film buffs, especially of the horror genre, go watch this movie ASAP, okay? It's top 5, maybe even top 3 scariest movies I have ever seen, okay?
Great Wall of Tartaria. It may not actually be China. You guys asked me to look into it. I did, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I'm interested. Why have I just never even heard the name? You know what I mean? And then I start to look, they have maps with the shit on there. And so I'm like, wait a second, whoa. Why have we just, that's a big area. Why has this never been brought up? And, it could just be cap. I'm like, all right, fuck it, this is probably just a random map. But then I saw this. You don't just make globes and put names on there for no reason. So at some point in time, this was a thing. Now, why was it erased from history? That's the question that we have to have. And that's because whoever wins, they write the history. That's just a thing that we have to accept as a fact. So it's not always going to be true. That's why history sometimes changes, because we uncover shit and we're like, wait a second, that's actually not true. Why was y'all capping about that? And I'm starting to think Tartaria, there's some shit that we need to know about this that was not told to us. And it's not just one map. There's multiple maps with this shit on there. And it's interesting because it stops in like 1550, around there. All of a sudden, they're just never mentioned again. And I mean ever. Like, nobody talks about them. They're not written in the history books. And it's like it didn't even exist. But it obviously existed because look at this shit. And I guess their architecture was also way ahead of its time. But for whatever reason, poof, gone. Like magic. And never heard of again until recently. Now, you could say it's conspiracy theories, but why would they have maps with this name on there if it wasn't real?
I've been telling people about Tartaria for years now. But hey, what do I know, right?
I mean, I hit rock bottom, but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video.
That's it? Really? Yo, my man is being accused of the most horrendous, disgusting, vile acts. And that's it? That's what we get? This 15-second generic chat GPT BS apology? What? Thank you for watching, guys. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace.